Hey, good day, Ashley. What's up?
Hi, good morning, Antonio. I'm fine, honestly. And how are you?
I am great. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, today our hot topic is what is your why? Everyone must have a purpose as to what, they are doing things for. So, I would like to ask you, Ashley, what is your why?
My why encompasses so much. Firstly, my why is simply because I would love to leave a legacy behind for my kids. That's something that they can take on and carry as a family business, something that is successful, something that gives them that same passion and drive. That is another reason for my why, what I do every day and work so hard. Simply one, for my kids, and two, is a passion that I have. It was something that I discovered over time. It just didn't pop up at me. It was something that over the course of many studies and working in different areas, it was something that it, as I said, it popped into my space in my life at that time, and I was like, I think this is where I want to be. I love this, and this is exactly what I'm going to do. Hence the reason I'm here today with my business and what I do. And I'm so passionate about it, and knowing that there's so much endless possibilities, not only for me, but as I said, for the legacy of my family and my kids. That's exactly why I do what I do. That's my why.
Awesomeness. And as you mentioned about your kids, well, on my end, I may not have any kids as yet. Some people will be like, how come? A grown man like you don't have any kids. I'll be like, everybody just different. And, I wouldn't rush it. That
Yeah.
time will come. But my why is basically trying to help enough people. Zig Ziglar said it best. You basically are trying to help enough people so that you in return can make other people help other people. So that way now everybody can be, helpful with each other and it wouldn't have no selfishness and these sorts of things. So I really wonder sometimes if some people understand what is their why. Because you see people doing things and you really have to ask yourself, do they know what they're doing? Do they know what is their purpose when they get up in the morning? Do you go towards that goal on a daily basis? Some days, are you saying to yourself that, here, what, I'm not good enough? I'm not going out there? The best thing to do is to show up. When you show up, you make people be more aware of you and they trust you more because they realize that you have a purpose. And when you find your why, and every day you know your why, you give yourself an opportunity to get up.
I definitely agree there. One thing is for sure is to definitely show up. Whether you feel like it or not, showing up is one of the greatest things that you can do, even for your own self, whether you're not doing it for the company or whatever that you're doing. One thing is to do it for yourself. Everything that you do is for yourself. This is why knowing exactly why you do something is essential. As you rightly said, some of us may not exactly know what is our why at this point, but we all have a direction, we all have a passion, and it's something that we can find. It may be something that we know instantaneously or something that takes time. Like, for instance, one thing that I was always amazed about was with my dad. From what I've heard, is that when he was at the age of 16, he had already known exactly what he wanted to do, and he progressed and built his entire life and legacy behind being a welder and a fabricator, and a great one at it, mind you. So he was at 16 and he knew. I knew my why at a later age, which was in my 20s, right? And as you rightly said, Antonio, some of us just do things because, just because. And it makes no sense doing things like that or entering into something thinking that it has money behind it. There's always, yes, okay, money is essential, but what about doing something that drives you, gives you a passion that motivates not only you, but as you rightly said, helping others and showing others the greatness in what it is that you do? If I'm there and I join, let's say, the fashion business, I'm doing it because there's a lot of money behind it. but it's not something that I'm passionate about. You would eventually lose that drive. You will not feel motivated. Even all the money in the world will not eventually motivate you at a point in time. So I definitely think that drive and knowing exactly what it is that you're doing, that big dream, that passion, is very essential in life. And sometimes it takes time, but if you have to sit and you have to go through the process, it's best that you go through the process and know exactly, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And as you say, show up, each one help one, and it makes the world go wrong and it makes the world a better place.
Awesomeness. And actually, tell us a little bit about your business, what you are doing presently.
Okay, so right now I have a little business that I'm trying to promote. It's with regards to optimal healthcare. So basically, if you're into achieving, let's say, uh, weight loss, weight management, sports nutrition, and even just basically overall health, I can assist with that in terms of supplements and vitamins, anything along that line that you'd like to get. It ranges very, very far and wide. Um, it was something that I became passionate about, as I said, when I had my kid, my first son, only because of the experiences that I've been through with him in terms of being ill, especially entering preschool. I said to myself, no way am I allowing any sicknesses to affect him or us in any way, because it was very tough. And after getting into that and getting into the business, it's become very, it's more than just trying to get others to be healthy, and in terms of weight loss, weight management, sports nutrition is something that drives me. And even my son is passionate about it. If it's one thing for sure, he never passes by and says, "Hey, mommy, don't forget, I have to get my vitamins." And I'm like, "Yes." And he's just like us, where we say our health is our wealth. He's the same way. He knows that. And he says, "Don't you want me to be strong and healthy?" And he advertises for my business as well with regards to how great and excellent the vitamins has been. And yeah, it's really awesome. It's something that is a startup, and I'm very passionate about it. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
That is great because we all need that side business, because yes, we might want to work, but you have to have a side hustle so that when your side hustle now generates more money than your actual job, you now can gravitate to go towards, your side hustle. And many individuals right now, they do not know what to go into. Like I got a lot of questions from members on the LinkedIn, like, what business should I go into? You get messages like concerning if it is you want to earn some extra cash or something like that. And I just wonder sometimes, you're asking these questions, but then after now you're asking, so what does you do? You want to know,
Oh.
like, these people not checking out your profile. You want someone to come on your team to earn extra cash, but then after you're asking, what are you doing? So like it does really make sense. And I hate when people send messages asking about if you want to learn, if you want to make extra cash, because you know to them yourself that they just on like some kind of pyramid scheme or trying to recruit someone or something like that, and it really doesn't work out at the end. You know, I really don't understand sometimes some members on LinkedIn platform. But then again, too, you get that in all social media platforms. We always have people who will sales pitch to you as you accept the connection, and they don't try to get to know you, and it's so disheartening to know. And the next thing I would like to state too is that you see on LinkedIn, for example, when it is that you engaging someone, it's not necessarily have to be always a sales pitch.
Mhm.
You know, try to get to know the person. Build that familiarity with the person, that genuine relationship with the person, because it's not about just trying to sell on the platform. Some members had the interpretation that is all about just selling, selling. And the worst thing to do when someone accepts a connection is sales pitch to them
Oh,
instantly. Makes no
yeah.
sense.
I definitely agree there. I had a good few of those, especially I think with the cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of inbox messages from a lot of them. Same sales pitch, nothing different. No actual trying to genuinely build any sort of relationship or anything outside of that, right? It sucks because I think not understanding the platform and its capacity allows for that to happen. They see LinkedIn as just a business area where you just come and you sales pitch. And we are not all robots and we're not all going to go for this automated response. I mean, you can come at us, you can try to build a relationship, which is the best thing that you can do. And as you always say, if it's one thing that I've learned, that when you're selling, try not to sell. You know, it's not about actually coming with the pitch. So I think there's a huge misconception with that. And I think with that also, our topic where we're looking at knowing your why, I think these people don't know why they're actually here. They think they're here to just recruit and to build a business. And in all actuality, it's not really about that. Their why, honestly, is unknown as far as I can see it. Because I mean, you will not be just here just to just recruit and sales pitch, and as soon as the person says no, you disappear, and that's what
Correct.
happens. They disappear. I mean, then you are lost. You actually don't know what you're doing. You're just looking for the cash, and it's a fast cash, and it's not building genuine relationships or anything otherwise. So to me, as that's why I'm saying that they don't know their why. They assume they know their why.
That is so true. And Brian Tracy said it best. Approach each customer with the intention of helping solving a problem or achieving a goal, not of selling a product or service. And
Correct.
they basically do not know their why.
That's
That is
right.
for sure.
Yeah.
So we have to understand, that what is our why. Once we understand what is our why, we will be able to better do whatever it is that we want to achieve in life, and we will get up with that purpose,
Hmm.
and be confident in whatever it is that we looking to achieve. And if you do not know your why, you basically will be lost. Because I sure it have some people who are lost. Like you're trying something today, it do not work out. You want to try something else, and next time, which is not supposed to be so. You're supposed to focus on one thing. When you dedicate your time to focus on one thing, you will be successful in the end because you're consuming, that content, what it is that you would like to achieve. What it is you consume is what you will reap. That is true. It's not just a statement, it's facts, you know?
Definitely. I've seen a lot of persons, nothing wrong with it with rebranding, but as a constant thing to be doing, that does not look good at any point in time. As I said, I know sometimes we have setbacks, right? It may delay our process, it might reverse a lot of our works and everything that we have put into place. And yes, we may have to switch, we may have to make changes, but if it's one thing that I've known is that, okay, you accept the responsibility of what it is that you do and the actions. And when you are moving on to that bigger dream and that bigger um the goal, there must be for sure a actual, this is the direction that I'm going. This is what I know what I want to do. Because then you'll be in a constant cycle of not knowing and constantly wondering, why are you not getting where you want to reach? And it's very tedious. Even working and knowing your dream, it's a tedious job. It's nothing that comes easily. So imagine you're there and you're working towards a goal, and unfortunately, your goal is something that you don't even have a clue about.
Hmm.
That's difficult. So this is why I said, in terms of constantly rebranding, it adds that, especially if you're on LinkedIn, right? And persons are actually taking their time to watch your page and to see what's going on. Today, I'm an entrepreneur. Tomorrow, I'm a coach. The following day, I decided, or the next 2 months, I don't like either of, and I'm going to do sales and marketing. What does that say? It says that you're lost.
Correct.
It says
Yes.
that you are fishing, and you're
Mm-hmm.
probably fishing in bowls that bring that cash flow that you would love to have. Work on one thing, as you rightly say, focus,
Mm-hmm.
get it done.
And the thing about it, before you sell, you have to market. You market and then you sell. That's why I call it marketing, because
Ah,
marketing and sales is basically one.
mhm.
The new era of selling, the modern day seller, have to include marketing in their sales process, you know. And if it is you do not understand that, then to me, you're lost. In a
Yeah,
nutshell,
I
you're
definitely
lost.
agree. Yeah, I
The, the,
definitely agree.
the problem is too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears.
Ah,
This is from Les Brown, the motivational speaker. This is one of his quotes. And when it is we live in our fears, right, is the worst thing, because fear is the number one killer,
ah,
where you wouldn't be able to achieve your dream, because everybody have this fear that, I wouldn't be the best if I go and do this, or if I maybe go on a podium and I speak, people might laugh. So what? Let me say you go on a podium and you are speaking and people laugh at you once, people laugh at you twice, and when they reach the top, they will always want to say that, how come he reached the top? But they will never know the sacrifices you made at the bottom when people was laughing at you, and then now you are the top. They just always forget when the laughter was there at you. And that, when you think about it, is so, I don't even know the word to use, it, it's really to wonder sometimes if people really actually want to motivate you or demotivate you.
ah,
You
that's a good one there.
Yeah.
I believe um, from working in institutions that most people don't want to see you rise to the top.
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
they don't. And in institutions where we have persons who have gained positions based on seniority or otherwise, that it's not education, as soon as you come in and you are known and everyone hears that you are educated in this particular area, you are targeted as a threat. It
Hmm.
may not be something that is physically that you see all the time, but simple things they play with you in the workplace. I've been
Correct.
affected. Yeah, I've been affected in that way as well. And it's the worst thing because what happens is that, as you say, they demotivate you, and all you want to do is escape from that place. And in all honesty, I take their pressure as yes, it might demotivate me to do my work, but it never affected me in terms of I'm going to continue doing my work. I think this is what they want so that they can have an easy target to say, hey, I'm going to write your letter. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. But I
Hmm.
took that and I said, that's okay. And it pushed me even more further than they thought that I would have ever reached. And it's all about our mindset and how we take certain situations in our life. Sometimes we assume that it's just horrible, and yes, it may be horrible, but there's, as I always say, there's always a silver lining. There's always a rainbow and greener pastures on the other side. So there, as you say, fear, demotivation, all these things try to come and to kill our dreams. But once you know what you are about and what you are for and what your goals are in this life, you will conquer fear. You will conquer all obstacles that are around you. Despite what, you will do it. You will rise above. Trust and believe me.
Correct is right. And one thing I will say is that people should understand that if it is Tony Robbins could do it, he's a motivational speaker, or Gary Vee could do it, you can do it, because
That's
they have the same 24 hours just like what you have. So, what is the difference? The difference is that they are motivated daily They know their why. They wake up in the morning and they know why it is that they have to make so many content, and put it out
Mm.
there every day. And we know who lower than them, not making enough content. They know who establish, still producing numerous
Mhm.
content. And we now saying to ourselves, we do not have the time to produce that content. So, what are we really doing to ourselves? Are we fooling ourselves or are we just trying to play shepherd? You
Yeah.
really have to wonder. And back to the manager now, do a manager really know what is his why? Because some managers feel that I'm a manager, I can talk down to an employee, somebody who is lower than me. That is not supposed to be. A leader supposed to motivate you so that you now could reach to their level and they now can be motivated by higher management so that they now could reach the higher management level. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a process or a chain reaction just going, but it's not so.
No, it honestly it doesn't happen like that. I'm yet to find if so be a company that has that sort of leadership and management. Um, but it's sad. I think most people move on selfish means that it's all about them, and we honestly don't try to uplift and upbuild anyone. That there's a few people who would do things like that, right? And this is why some persons have very small circles, because sometimes the bigger that your circle is that you have more, as we say in Trinidad, haters, right? They don't like to see you achieve and climb that ladder.
And let me
So
stop here for 1 minute. Stop here
yeah.
for 1 minute. When you have many haters or a big circle, you can never know who is the snake in the grass. But when you have a small, unique circle, who is people who can uplift you,
Hmm.
you will then know who out of the three people who is the snake in the grass. So never try to have a big circle. Keep your circle small, but keep it unique.
Very, very well said, because it's a lesson that I myself had
Thanks.
to learn. And even though your circle may be small, another thing that we tend to omit, and we believe that, guess what? Our family is our number one motivator. They're there to inspire. But not all our family members are always there for us in that capacity. So even within that space, we still need to know who and what we allow them to know. Because as far as I see it, anyone can be, as I say, hater, or have that jealousy towards you or towards what you're doing. And you're there building and you're trying to grow. And that hate can affect you and what you do and all that you do, because all it takes is one simple bad seed. And if you plant that there, that can grow into a humongous destruction, chaos. It can grow once you don't have that proper mindset and that goal. And as you said, that why, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of destruction can take place within that space. And sometimes that what people actually want for you, not the best. Some persons don't want to see you achieve. Only when they have gotten to their goal, then and only then you can get to your goal. And it's a very selfish world, and it's a tough world, and we have to have, um, going back to that biblical term, spirit of discernment. We have to understand these things. We need to know so much. It this
Mm-hmm.
world, yeah, it encompasses so much, you know. So as I said, even though you know what you're doing, keep your circles tight. Know who you have around you, because who you have around you affects your growth as well. The more positive that you have is the more you would shine and you would grow. The less of that, then you will stay stagnant, or you will probably find yourself in a repeat cycle of not reaching anywhere at all. It's like
Mm-hmm.
spinning top in mud, as we would say, you know?
Energy is transferable.
Ah,
People have to understand that. You may walk into a room and the energy may be negative and you can be positive. But how energy is transferable, the negative energy, when you walk into that room, you can become negative.
that's
For
true.
example, you and I know each other good. So when we are talking, we are talking, this is a conversation. This
Yeah,
is not like, all right, we just decide to come and link it live and do something. We are being authentic as possible, and I would let anyone know that when you are maybe doing a presentation, public speaking, make it in your head that it's a conversation that you are having with people, with the audience. And when it is you do it like that, you will never have that fear inside you. You will never have that fear inside you. And the power of the tongue is so important. That's why when you're making your affirmations, it had to be positive ones.
yeah,
I know some people like to say that, I like myself affirmation. I like myself. I want to be this, I want to be that. But what I would say is, who are you speaking to? I know I'm speaking to Jesus Christ because my affirmation is my strength comes from Jesus Christ who
yeah,
strengthens me every day. When you are speaking your affirmations, say the person name because in the world realm, there are many spirits around. So when you speak an affirmation, it can go towards a negative spirit. I remember once when a young lady was giving me a story. She's a evangelist, and she told me that they went somewhere in our country, Trinidad, Caribbean region, for our audience who's all over the world, and they went to Shogunas, she and some other ministers, the exorcists, you call it that, people who just take out spirits out of individuals. And this young girl, she got a bad spirit from YouTube. So by her watching YouTube, a bad spirit enter into her, and she now didn't know herself, and they had to take out the spirit. And when they talked to the spirit was telling them that it's YouTube, they came in to her. So it's just to show you that how, when you are speaking your affirmations, call the name, which is Jesus Christ, call the name. Or I, Antonio Prescott, want to be successful. Don't say, I want to be successful. It could be anybody. So we have to understand these things because we fight against spirit and principalities and not against the human being. Many people do not know these things and take it for granted because, yes, you want to be successful in your career. I put out a poll the other day, right?
yeah.
Um, what is your motivation? And I put money, family, career,
Oh,
and
that's
the other one, I can't remember offhand was the other one, but there's a reason why I put out that for because I want to see what is everyone, what they are thinking. And I just didn't put it out without thinking. Some people will be like, where that come out from or why did he put that? But I know why I put out that day. And in some time to come, you will see why. But we have to know that, understand your why, and you have to know
yeah,
that when you wake up in the morning, what is your motivation? What motivates you? When I get off my bed, what motivates me is that knowing to myself that I now have the opportunity, blessed from Jesus Christ, to see another day. And with that now, I now can go through my day. And if I help at least one person, if let's say I help one person, I am happy to know that I'm helped one person because when I touch that one person life, they now could in turn touch someone else's life. And that way now the place can be a better place, you
definitely.
know?
Yeah, I agree. Um, there's this saying that I posted a while ago where it says each one help one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a reality that most of us need to live, or at least try to live, right? Because there's so much to gain when you do for others. And the thing about it, when I say do for others in terms of helping, I don't mean that you're doing it because you want fame or you want fortune or you want attention. I'm saying do things out of your heart because you want to and you enjoy doing what you do. One thing I am grateful for, and I'm forever grateful, is for the opportunity to actually connect with you. And we have
Thanks.
connected on LinkedIn, and it has reached to beyond just that mutual connection. We are actual great friends, right?
Yeah.
And because of you, I have achieved so much more in terms of growth and development mentally in terms of my mindset and where I'm going. And I'm truly appreciative of that. For sure, you are one of the persons that have led me to actually be comfortable being me, enjoy and embrace me. And I don't have to go and be anybody else or anything else, because what would make people gravitate to you is your personality. And you have taught me that, and you have taught me to rise up and be on my face. And because of that, that impact that you have there in my life, I have taken that opportunity and I am actually employing it and helping others as well in terms of building that confidence, inspiring in any way possible. And as I said, I'm truly appreciative for that. And with regards to motivation as well, is simply when I wake up each morning, my little son, his face, that smile, for sure. When I look at him, I am like, I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want that smile to always be there. And I want him to carry that on as long as he lives and pass it on to future generations. So, my why, as I said, is a passionate why. And it comes within my heart and with gratitude and so much more. So, yeah.
Well said. And I am grateful, to have you as a friend, to know you from last year to now. And it has been a journey, a great journey. And finding your why is most important, and success is inner happiness. And as you said, it's within. When I watch your son and I watch you, you see that resemblance that, it's like it's unbelievable, and I know to yourself, when you watch your son, you see yourself. And by
Mhm.
seeing yourself now, that is your why it is you have to get up every day. You have to make sure that you put things for your son, motivate yourself, and try to inspire others. And for me, in terms of selling, right? Many people have the misinterpretation that selling is a skill.
Mm.
It's not a skill. Let me be real, it's not a skill. Selling is 80% attitude
Yeah,
and 20% aptitude,
agree.
because you can be talented, right? And once it is you have the right attitude and you consuming the right content, you will be greater. For example, let's watch football for those who know Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah,
Messi born talented. Cristiano Ronaldo did not born talented, but he basically does everything to become a true footballer. The things what he does do, imagine at 35 years old. 35 years old in the football arena is where most people is
and
retired,
yeah,
right? And he is 35 years old and playing the best football amongst people from all over the world. He's like rated number one, and he's 35 and still better than these guys who is 23, 25, who is fresh, who
yeah,
legs are, young and can run. It's just to show you that once it is you put your mind to anything in life, you can accomplish it, and let
yeah,
nobody feel that you cannot accomplish it.
yeah,
Yes, we stumble, some people laugh at us, they make fun of us. So what? But when I reach the top, who is laughing now? What you will say? Because it's somebody who helped you. No, it's the sacrifice that you made to reach the top. And that is things that people do not understand. We in the Caribbean might have a disadvantage to the first world countries because we might not be recognized. They say the CARICOM countries, you have to put much more effort, and you may
effort.
have to leave
Yeah,
your country to go to these first world countries to be recognized. But once it is you put your mind to it, it have many people who be the odds. Many people in life be the odds. So if they can be the odds, why can't you? The best motivation is when someone did it already, then that means you can do it too. And imagine someone did it already and they was able to break records. Look at Usain Bolt.
yeah,
That is Jamaica, that is
yeah,
Caribbean. He beat everybody internationally. When after they say if he on drugs, if he
yes,
taking steroids, all kind of thing they saying about him, man. And today he is healthy, enjoying his best life. It's just to show you that once it is your hunger for that success, as Les Brown says it, right. Once it is your hunger for that success, you will achieve anything in life, anything possible. That is a fact.
That is true. That is so true. You have given great examples. And with regards to Cristiano, as you said, he's 35 and yet he's there playing football as if he's still in his younger age in the football world. And one of his drive, his motives, besides that passion you could see he has for football, I
Mm-hmm.
read in an article that he literally came from nothing. His mom sacrificed everything that she could possibly do for him to get this dream, this passion that he has. And her sacrifices definitely paid off because her son is one of the greatest footballers we'll ever see in this modern era that we have here. And you can see that every time he goes out there that he's super passionate about what he does, and I think that's why he is still as great as he is, and in his top form despite his age in the football arena, because he knows all that he's been through, his transitions and all these things has helped build him character wise and so much more, right? And it's amazing. And with regards to Usain Bolt, as you said, they try to down him on the fact that, you know, he ran against supposedly greats, but yet still there's doubt. But let's be realistic in that regard. I would say, and we can see research has said the same thing, that besides our drive and motivation, naturally, black persons are built athletically and skilled in that sense that they would achieve those goals. Because when we look at a lot of sports, majority dominated by male blacks or females or in terms of darker skin colors. But the
Mm-hmm.
point is, Usain had a dream and he knew what he wants and he defied the odds. And all these things come from passion, come from drives, come from within, come from wanting the best and knowing where you're going and what you want to be. And this, as you said, comes down to knowing your why. What is
Correct.
your why? A little self introspection and sit down and stop and think about it maybe. Sometime during, it's 24 hours in a day. You can definitely take an hour or two to sit and think for yourself. Jot down some pointers and see what direction that you would love to carry your life and your family and your legacy. So yeah,
And when you said jot down, pointers, it's so great to know that when it is you get an idea in your head, jot it down one time because you tend to forget. The 5 second rule is so
ah,
imperative because we are human,
yeah,
we are human. We
yeah,
consume so many information daily that, we get an idea and we will forget in the recent 10 minutes. So as you
yeah,
get the idea, write it down.
right,
I personally now start to do it actually. Anywhere I go, I will go with a notepad, right?
ah,
And jot down whatever new idea I get. Like, let me say I have a conversation, like with you here right now, and you make a valid point or points, I will jot it down because
yeah,
I know now that now can help me in maybe a presentation or help me in the future. So it's like you're going anyway, you have a pen and you have your notepad, and
yeah,
you just jot down points. These is the things that we have to do because you have to put your thoughts to
yeah.
paper.
That's right. That's definitely true. Um, Being a mom and this crazy hectic life, if it's one thing I've learned to love was actually that jot down points, because the idea comes now and in a split second, by the
It
time
goes.
it's like, what was I thinking? So
Hmm.
that's a valid point. And sometimes when you write things and you write it, let's say if you have I have a whiteboard, so certain ideas and certain things that I would like to achieve or do at any point in time, I jot it on that board and I put it in different colors or highlight it. So each time I look at it, I know that's what I'm going to do. This is where my focus is
Correct.
at. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's it's a good idea. Not only just to, as you say, the power of the tongue to say things, but it all boils down as well to knowing, watching, seeing, and doing. It's a whole um, interactive thing. It's not just saying something. You can't just say and expect something to happen. You have to do yourself. So action as well as words coming out there. So yeah.
So great. And Ashley, it was a pleasure, having this conversation with you, and sharing our thoughts on what is our why and helping others to understand what is their why and trying to find their purpose in life. Because we know for a fact that there have people who up to this day do not know what is their why.
Yeah.
And when you know what is your why, everything else will fall in place.
Correct.
Because you have people who could be like in the 40s, 50s, and do not know what is their why. When you ask them what it is motivates you getting up each day and going out there, they'll be like, they're not even sure. They're not even sure. They're just doing it because why? They are programmed to get up each
Yes.
day, go to work Monday to Friday, Saturday, go in the market, Sunday,
Yes.
to
Routine.
clutch. You
So
know?
true. Robotic, automated.
Robotic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AI technology. Yeah. So
So
it was nice. In closing, I don't know if you have anything to mention.
oh no, well, I'm just glad. I'm truly appreciate the time that you have given me here in terms of talking about our why, which I know is a very it's a deep um topic. It's something that we all should be passionate about in terms of knowing our direction and everything. So
Hmm.
that's it for me. So thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great one.
Have a
All
blessed one.
right.